Hello and welcome to Nicolai Field as your Adrian College Bulldogs will take on the Kalamazoo College Hornets. I am up in the booth with the wonderful Ellen Stanton. We're going to bring this game one of the two-game doubleheader between the two. Kalamazoo will take the field first as they are the home team. I'll run you through their defensive lineup. Behind the plate, they have Garwood, first base, Grant. Orr will be at second base, Vancouverring at shortstop, and Clark at third base. And in the outfield, they have Kroc at left field, Kobernick in center, and in right field they have Wiley. And on the mound, the Hornets will bring out their lefty, number 12, Nick Jansen, to take on this Bulldog lineup.
And taking a look at the starting pitchers for today's matchup, on the mound, as you said, for the Hornets is number 12, Nick Jansen. In 15.2 innings pitched, he has a 7.47 ERA and is currently 0-2 on the season. For the Bulldogs, it's number 11, Tommy Ang. In 6.2 innings pitched, he has a 2.70 ERA and is 1-0 on the season. He, at the beginning of the season, had somewhat of an arm injury, but has been recovering very nicely for the Bulldogs.
And stepping into the left-handed batter's box for the Bulldogs, we have number 21, Ian Malowski. And the first pitch delivered by Jansen is a called strike on that showed bunt, and he brought it back, just caught the inside part of the plate.
Mikowski so far is leading the MIAA conference with 12 stolen bases so far on the season.
Second pitch is low as he evens the count at 1-1. From the windup, Jansen delivers. It's a line shot into left field, and that'll be a base hit for the Bulldogs as he rounds first. Sees there's no play, and he will head back safely. Bulldogs getting out to a great start, just taking that high pitch and sending it where it came in, just past the diving Clark at third base.
Yeah, Jack Clark, the third baseman for the Hornets, did a really good job of making an effort to get his glove out there and try to catch that one, but unfortunately it just got right past him, and Mikowski takes off. Very high throw there by the catcher.
Yeah, Brian Killinger stands in there looking to advance the runner, and he doesn't have to do anything as that pitch was a little high, and so was the throw from Garwood. Nice job by those two back there making sure that ball is getting to center field. Otherwise, Malowski is standing on third base.
And as we were just talking about, the stolen bases for Mikowski, his count now 13 so far on the season.
Malowski will force Jansen to reset. He will send in the 1-0 pitch. From the stretch, he delivers, and the bunt by Killinger is down the first base line and foul.
These two teams also faced off on Friday here at Nicolai Field, with the Bulldogs being the home team in that series. The game today was supposed to be at Kalamazoo College, but after the snow last night, they were unable to use their field there. And the Bulldogs took the first game in that two-game series 2-0 and fell to the Hornets in the second game by a score of 5-3.
Killinger gets a good bunt down the third base line, but it will just trickle foul as Malowski is forced to jog back. Killinger will now have a 1-2 count, just trying to get the ball in play.
That would have been very nice. Unfortunately, just rolled it a little bit too much and was unable to stay fair.
Yeah, the bounces on these turf fields a little different than grass, but I know these players are used to it. Jansen from the stretch looks for the sign. He'll deliver this 1-2 pitch. Checks on Malowski. Draws a turn, but no throw, as Orr was back there to cover the bag.
Yes, Jansen being very careful this time with Mikowski on second base, making sure he is unable to go any further.
And a ball in the dirt And Malowski will slide safely into third. The ball just got away from Garwood, but Jansen just bounced one in there, just unable to keep it in.
So Killinger in the batter's box, 2-2. And he will strike out on that one.
Nice low fastball from Nick Jansen, retiring Killinger there. Now with one out, it's up to Ryan Doro, number 2. He is the shortstop for the Adrian College Bulldogs. Another ball bounces in, but Garwood contains it. It's 1-0.
Doro currently has 25 runs batted in so far on the season. In the latest NCAA Division III rankings, he is third currently nationally with 1.83 per game.
And the 1-0 is just outside from Jansen. Garwood tried to frame it, but unable to get that call. And a very promising 2-0 count. Just got a piece of it, sends it into the Kalamazoo dugout. It's still a hitter's count, though. It's 2-1.
It looked like that hit a little bit too far in the bottom of his bat and was unable to fully connect with that one.
A changeup looks like, and it's ripped into right field right in front of Wiley. And that will score Ian Mikowski. I apologize on that pronunciation earlier. I mean, I can get the first name right because I also have that name. And Mikowski will score in the top of the first off the bat of Ryan Doro. What an absolute shot. Jansen just left that off-speed pitch up just a little bit, and he made him pay for it. And with one out, the center fielder, Jeff Gertley, will stand in and look at strike one.
It looked a little bit outside to me, but clearly the umpire had a different view of it as well, as he called it a strike.
From the stretch now, Jensen will take a throw back to first. In standing up is Doro. The 0-1 is an off-speed pitch right to Grant to the shortstop, Van Covering, and that will be a fielder's choice on the second out as the throw doesn't make its way back to first base. And the Bulldogs now with 2 out will swap runners at first base. And we will welcome into the batter's box number 29, the first baseman, right-handed throwing and batting Colin Parcher.
A good 3-6 play there for the Hornets on the fielder's choice.
A fastball high and away from Jensen as Parcher is now ahead in the count, 1-0. High fly, and this will make it out to center field. Kobernick is under it, makes the catch, and Jansen will walk off the mound, only giving up 1 run. Bulldogs with a couple solid hit balls, get one across, and now Kalamazoo will get their turn in the bottom of the first.
2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. You can do 1 left on base.
Yeah, after that top of the first, Bulldogs leaving 1 on. And now we have pitcher Tommy Ang coming out to the mound to get ready here for this bottom of the first. And of course, when you're talking about pitchers for the Bulldogs, you have to mention Tommy Parsons as well, who threw a no-hitter against Olivet and got a shutout in the first game against Kalamazoo on Friday.
Yeah, simply fantastic pitchers being featured by the Adrian College Bulldogs. As you said, Tommy Ang on the mound. They will have Resto behind the plate Parcher at first base and Andrus at third. Playing up the middle, they have Doro, the shortstop, and Killinger at second base. And in the outfield, from left to right, you see Goldich, Gertley, and Mikowski in right field.
So leading off for the Hornets today is number 19, Ian Kobernick.
Leading off from the Kalamazoo Hornets is number 19, Ian Kobernick.
Boy, he's got a pretty good first name. Wouldn't you say there, Alan? Tommy Ang will fire in a strike for his first pitch of the afternoon. Kobernick taking a look at that for strike one.
Maybe a little biased with the names.
Well, I mean, you gotta when you have two leadoff men sharing your name. You gotta get that out there a little bit. As Ang throws a beautiful breaking ball, throws Kobernick. Let's see what he throws at him here. 0-2. Nice fastball there. Just a little. Not sure if that was outside or high, but regardless, it's 1-2.
A little outside to me from up here.
Hey, good thing we got a net up here, as that's fouled back. The count will stay 1-2. I only jumped a little bit. The 1-2 again from Ang. Tries that curveball, and he gets him looking. The ball will make its way around the diamond. There's one strikeout looking for number 11, Tommy Ang.
Very good series of throws there by Tommy Ang on the mound to start off the bottom of the first well.
I'll tell you what, that pitch buckled my knees, and I'm sitting in a chair. Ang will fire a strike on the outside corner to the left fielder, number 16.
David Cracked, the native of Grosse Pointe, Michigan.
Hit hard to the shortstop. That's Vancovering over to Grant for the 6-3 putout. Just like that, they're 2 down in the bottom of the first.
Now it's third baseman Jack Clark up to bat for the Hornets. Now to face Tommy Ang.
Now at the plate for the Hornets, number 13, Jack Clark.
Excuse me, that putout was from Glodich to Parcher. Excuse me, I got the lineups mixed up right there. Send another fastball in.
What speed and power Ang has on the mound is very impressive.
Oh, for sure. I mean, sometimes you don't expect that from a man of his stature, but I mean, he's definitely firing him in there this afternoon. Ang fires one over for a strike, taking all the way. As it will now move to a 3-1 count. Got another one over as Ang will fill the count at 3-2.
Good job by Ang to get back into this count here.
The 3-2 is that curveball. Everyone running off the field except for Clark, as he will take his base. And with 2 out, Kalamazoo will have a runner on first base.
I think the Bulldogs at first thought that Ang struck him out on that one, but instead Clark will take first base here.
Yeah, that's a very gutsy pitch. 3-2. I'm not standing down there, but that seemed awful close. That will force Ang to go to the stretch here. Sends him in low. It's a nice block by Resto.
Yeah,
Keeping
very
that in
nice
front of
effort
him.
there by Resto to get in front of that one quickly.
Clark will take a 2-step lead on first base. Ang will fire a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. This is the shortstop, number 2, Van Covering, facing off against Ang here in the bottom of the first. 1-1 is hit on a line in the right field. Up throwing is Mikowski, and it will hold the runner at second. So with 2 out, Kalamazoo gets something going. A walk and a hit puts runners at second and first.
Very good arm there by Mikowski from right field to quickly get that one back into the infield to make sure that Clark was not able to advance to third.
For sure, Allen. And now standing into the right-handed batter's box, we have the first baseman, Connor Grant. Waits for the delivery from Ang. That's a strike, but it's off the glove of Resto. Looking for home plate was number 13, Jack Clark. But Bulldog teammates able to get that ball back in there and keep him at third.
Yeah, Resto definitely lost sight of that one. Couldn't find the ball at first, so but luckily nothing happened there, and Clark held himself at third.
Yeah, when the ball's coming in that fast and you're looking for it to be in that one spot, and you get it somewhere else, you got to make a real quick reaction.
Especially a big bounce off the turf here as well.
And Grant has a 1-1 count here in the bottom of the first. 2 out. Kalamazoo looking to tie and possibly take the lead on a hit here. Ang will send in one outside. And Grant will pull ahead in the count, 2-1. From the stretch, Ang sends in a fastball, and it's fouled off to our right, up and out of play. And the count is 2-2, and there's 2 out. We're in the bottom of the second. It's 1-0, Adrian. Ang looking to get out of this unscathed.
Unfortunately, it's a beautiful day here as well at Adrian College. A little chilly, but sun's out.
Off-speed pitch goes a little bit outside. Nice job by Resto. Getting his catcher's mitt over there, making that stop.
That one got away from Ang just a little bit there, but like you said, Resto doing a good job of making sure to control that.
Full count now. Ang will look in. From the stretch, he delivers. A sharply a ball right to Killinger. A toss over to Parcher, and the Bulldogs get out of the first with their 1-0 lead. Excellent piece of pitching there by Tommy Ang, not necessarily getting the call he wanted on that first walk, but after giving up a hit and had a pass ball, able to stay composed and keep this lead at 1-0.
Yeah, and due up for the Bulldogs in the top of the second is designated hitter McCoy Drizwicki, At third base and 7th in the lineup is Matt Andrus. And then we have the catcher, 8th in the lineup is Frank Resto. Bulldogs currently leading the Hornets 1-0 here at Nicolay Field. Of course, Kalamazoo, as we said, though, is the home team today. Druzwicki, the designated hitter, who is first up for the Bulldogs, is eighth in the NCAA Division III with .67 doubles per game. So we will see what Druzwicki can do here today against Jansen.
Warm-ups are now done in between innings, and we will start the top of the second here at Nikolai Field. Druzwicki will stand in. Jansen will send an off-speed pitch high as he jumps out to a 1-0 count. Druzwicki will watch one right at the knees for a called strike one as the count is now even. Jansen just unable to hit that outside edge with the off-speed pitch. And Druzwicki will pull ahead in the count, 2-1.
Druzwicki is a 6'5" junior from Toledo, Ohio. You can clearly get a lot of power behind his swing.
For sure, Allen. In 63 at-bats, he has 19 hits, and that's good for a tie for second coming into this game. And the 3-1 from Jansen is missed outside. Druzwicki will stride down to first base. Bulldogs get the leadoff man on.
Now up to bat for the Adrian College Bulldogs, number 5, Matt Andrus.
Number 5, the third baseman, Matt Andrus, will stand in now. Jansen from the stretch delivers high. That'll be ball one.
A good eye there by Andrus and take that one and not swing at that one. As the Kalamazoo coach will come out to the mound to talk to Jansen.
Yeah, I think he's going to talk about that first pitch for just about every batter. He's fallen behind at some point. So a key when you're on the mound, especially with a nice lineup like Adrian will throw it at you, is getting that first strike over the plate.
Kalamazoo is sending someone to their bullpen to start warming up here. So now Andrus will come back into the batter's box here.
Andrus awaits the 1-0, and here it is. It's a called strike on the outside. What a nice pitch by Jansen. A ripper, and what a diving play. Back to first. They will get the double play. What an excellent turn by Clark and Grant. A diving play over at third base. Holy mackerel, what a dive. Going to his backhand, making that play off the turf. Getting up and having that arm strength to fire over to Grant. Just like that, Bulldogs with 2 out.
Yes, the Hornets' third baseman, Jack Clark, showed a lot of athleticism on that play as Resto is hit by a pitch, so he'll take first base here.
Now to bat for the Adrian College Bulldogs, number 6, Gunnar Logan.
Resto with somewhat of an easy at-bat. I mean, he took a little physical pain there getting hit, but just like that, Bulldogs with a runner back on first base. As the left-handed hitting left fielder Gunnar Goldich into bat now. Lefty on lefty matchup as Jansen will send in a strike in its own one. And the second pitch of the at-bat is right between the legs of Garwood And jogging into second base is Frank Resto as the Bulldogs will get a player in scoring position with 2 out.
Glodich currently 1-1, 2 outs here after that impressive double play by the Hornets.
A hard grounder, and that'll be fouled. On a play just a little bit ahead of that. And it's 1-2. Jansen looks into the sign for the 1-2 from the stretch. He'll deliver a pitch, and it's just over the outstretched glove of Van Covering, and coming around to score is Frank Resto as the hit batsman will bite Kalamazoo, and it's 2-0 Adrian. Coming through clutch is Gunnar Goldich. What a nice piece of hitting right there with the 1-2 count. Shortened up that swing and just over the outstretched glove of Van Covering into left center.
That was very impressive, like you said. Very nice placed hit that just got over Van Covering's head and glove.
The leadoff man, Ian Mikowski, will step in again. He made it all the way around to score in the first inning after he himself hit a single.
And he recorded another stolen base in that first inning as well.
A high sweeping strike from Jansen. And it is 1-1. Bulldogs have Goldich standing on first base and Mikowski in the batter's box. He will draw a throw over, back in standing up.
Yeah, Glodich was very quick to get back on that one.
The 1-1 is a shot off the mound. Look to go to second, throws to first, and they will get the out. Bulldogs will strike for one more run as they hold a 2-0 lead. We're headed to the bottom of the second here at Nikolai Field.
Due up in this bottom of the second for the Hornets is a designated hitter, number 27, Todd Bonaver. After him is the catcher, Brett Garwood. And the second baseman, number 4, Ryan Orr. So the Bulldogs in both their innings so far on offense have recorded a run. The hits are currently 3-1 in favor of the Bulldogs as well, but no teams have any errors yet.
Umpires are ready to go. Ang is ready to go as he will send in the first pitch. And it's hit sharply on the ground to shortstop. And a laser-like throw over to Parcher from Glodich. And one pitch, one out in the bottom of the second inning.
Next up to the bat for the Hornets, number 10, Brett Garwood.
Now, as you said earlier, Alan, we will have the catcher, Brett Garwood, stepping in the left-hand batter's box for the Hornets. Angus from the stretch. Sends one screaming inside. That's 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 is hit softly on the ground to Killinger. He will scoop and he will toss it over to Parcher for 2 quick outs for Tommy Yang as he works in the bottom of the second.
The Bulldogs defense has been very impressive so far in this matchup against the Hornets.
Stepping in the right-hand batter's box, the second baseman, Ryan Orr.
Orr is playing second base here today, but he's also a pitcher for Kalamazoo. He's 3-1 on the season and has a 2.42 ERA, 20 strikeouts, and 29.1 innings pitched on the mound.
The 0-1 is sent right back to Ang, and he will toss it over to Parcher. And 1, 2, 3 go the Hornets. Tommy Ang dominating that bottom of the second. The Bulldogs will go right back to the plate.
Very good play there by Ang to catch that bouncing ball off the turf and get it over to Parcher at first base right away to get Orr out at first. Due up at the top of the third now for the Bulldogs is going to be second baseman Brian Killinger, shortstop Brian Doro, and center fielder Jeff Gertley.
For Kalamazoo in the bottom of the second, there were 0 runs, 0 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. Sorry.
In Killinger's first at-bat in the first inning, he was struck out by pitcher Nick Jansen.
Killinger stands in, awaits the first pitch. And it is in there for a called first strike. Jansen working from a quick windup. Second pitch is an off-speed pitch, and that will float inside, and it's 1-1. An off-speed pitch is sent to the third baseman, Clark, and he will send it across the diamond to Grant. That's a 5-3 putout for Kalamazoo. They now have 1 out here in the top of the third.
Next up for the Adrian College Bulldogs, number 2, Ryan Doro.
Doro stands in the batter's box. The Bulldogs shortstop will await the first pitch, and Jansen will send it high, and it's 1-0.
Doro currently has 1 RBI so far in the game as he drove in Ian Mikowski.
And the second pitch from Jansen is high and off speed. Doro with a hitter's count now at 2-0. Jansen will send one in low and inside. And Doro might glue the bat to his shoulder as it's 3-0.
Yes, that one very low around the ankles of Doro.
Jansen gets the strike call on the outside. And that will move the count to 3-1. sends the 3-1 pulled over to Clark, and again across the diamond. A nice pick by Grant. 2 up, 2 down for the Bulldogs.
That throw from Clark looked like it almost didn't have enough speed underneath it, but it was able to get to Grant in time at first base to tag out Ryan Doro.
For sure. Clark has had an excellent 2 innings and change here defensively for the Hornets. Jeff Gertley stands in the batter's box, and he will look at ball 1.
Gertley got a single in his first at-bat.
Jansen will send it over, and Gertley will continue the ball's path back into the netting. Count sitting at 1-1 with 2 out here in the top of the 3rd. The Bulldogs at the plate. A check swing and a foul straight back. Move the count to 1-2.
I think Gertley tried to get his bat out of the way there a little bit, but was unable to do so. And that one just went right up.
The lefty Jansen from the windup sends in a slow ball for a called strike 3 as Gertley's knees buckled. And that'll do it for the Bulldogs in the top of the 3rd. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Kalamazoo down 2-0.
These two teams are very close right now in the MIAA. Kalamazoo currently sits in 2nd, and Adrian is right behind them. They all have Alma, Kalamazoo, and Adrian all have a 5-1 record in the MIAA. Adrian overall is 10-6 on the season, and Kalamazoo is 9-5-1. When these teams have faced off, the many times that they have played each other, Adrian currently holds the 99-62 record over Kalamazoo. Resto being very acrobatic in this warm-up for Ang, as that one got away from Ang a little bit, and Resto to do a little roll there to try to get that one.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a shadow, where the catcher gets to crouch. And I think he's a little cold, so we had Ang throwing way outside to get some little acro and tumbling in this afternoon. In for the Hornets now, the right fielder, Jordan Wiley. His first at bat of the afternoon. So he sends his first pitch he sees over to Glodich, and Parcher able to hold on to that, record the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Archer. Excuse me, Ang.
Doro has seen a lot of action so far in this game at his shortstop position.
Ang will send over a strike on the center fielder for the Hornets, Ian Kobernick. Off-speed pitch will sail outside. Evens the count at 1-1. The 1-1 is a fastball high and away. Kobernick will move into a 2-1 hitters count.
Ang struck out Ian Kobernick in the first inning.
Ang will fire in a fastball, but that one just a little low. Kobernick will sit pretty at a 3-1 count.
And Kobernick will take his base here, as And was unable to control the last one and threw the fourth ball.
Number 16, David Kroc, in the bat now for the Hornets with a man on and a man out. From the stretch, and gets the sign and delivers. It's a fastball inside. Hitter gets ahead here, 1-0. Glodich and Killinger in double play depth. And a bouncing ball to third. They look to get one here across the diamond to Parcher, and they get the out. Nice play by Andrus, able to see that he wasn't able to get that out at second, but instead just getting the one, and the Hornets will have a runner on second base with one out.
Also a good job by Colin Parcher there on first base. He had to stretch out a little bit to make that play and was able to get the job done.
The first pitch to Jack Clark is a called strike as the Hornets' third baseman looks to drive home their first run of the afternoon. The sign from Resto, and the pitch is off speed, and I assume that's just a little high as to leaving the count at 1-1.
In his first at-bat in the bottom of the first inning, Clark was walked by Ang. He made it to third base, but was unable to.
A fastball, even more quickly, made its way off the bat of Clark, and I believe that was into the Kalamazoo dugout. Hope everyone's okay down there.
Yeah, so it was a very fast-going ball there. It just went straight into the Kalamazoo dugout.
Ang will work from the stretch, and the 1-2 on its way. A check swing, and the appeal to the umpire said he did not go, and the count will be 2-2.
That was definitely very close, but the umpire will call that he did not go.
Ang gets the sign from Resto. The 2-2 is on its way. Oh, as they look for a throw. Glodich snuck behind the runner, looked for a throw, but one did not come from Ang. Excuse me, that's Doro, the shortstop. The 2-2 is back to Ang, and he will toss it over to Parcher to get that third out. The Bulldogs will keep the Hornets off the scoreboard yet again. We're done with 3 at Nicolay Field. 2-0 Bulldogs.
And we, of course, do have the double header here tonight, too. So this first game will only go to 7 innings, with the second game being the full 9. So now the Bulldogs will have up first baseman Colin Parcher, designated hitter McCoy Dreswicki, and third baseman Matt Andrus.
Jansen will take the mound as we will kick off this fourth inning. The first baseman, Colin Parcher, will look at a called strike one.
Parcher flew out to center field in his first at-bat.
Sharply hit ground ball to third across the diamond. Yet again is Clark to Grant for the 5-3 putout. A 2-for-1, 2 pitches, 1 out for the Kalamazoo Hornets.
Next up for the Bulldogs is McCoy Drzwicki.
Drzwicki watches the first pitch miss for a ball. Off-speed pitch lifted into the outfield, and that will land in front of the Kalamazoo outfielder, Crott. And the Bulldogs with 1 out will get 1 on. Top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, that one dropped just a little bit in front of Croc there. So Drzwicki was able to get on first successfully.
Jansen will jump one in there as the Bulldog first baseman will make his way to second on that pass ball. Andrus now will look to drive him in. Give the Bulldogs a 3-0 lead. Garwood look for the sign, and he will relay it to Jansen. The 1-0 is over for a called strike. Orr will shadow the runner at second. No throw coming, and it's fouled straight up into the netting.
You know, we here in the press box are very fortunate that this netting is in front of us.
Jansen will get the sign. A couple looks back in the pitch over, and it's an off-speed pitch that will stay outside, and the count draws to 2-2. A quick throw over to Orr, but Parcher able to slide in as the throw was on the opposite side of the bag. He will stay safe on second base.
We're having issues with so we're hosting the game here at Adrian for Kalamazoo baseball here.
A high pitch there by Jansen. Full count now for Andrus.
Excuse me, yet again, that is McCoy Drzwicki on second base. Looking for Andrus to get a big hit here. The full count pitch is on its way. With a little bit of a delay as the runner will draw Jansen off the mound. And a swing and a miss for the third strike and the second out of the top of the fourth. Just powered it right past him. That's a nice strikeout there for Jansen. That's a big spot.
So we've got a Ryan Stack row, and it's coming out right. So we actually went out and deleted the game in Stack.
Frank Resto will now take his cuts,
From scratch, and it still was pulling
crowding that plate.
in reverse order.
The first pitch is high for a ball.
Resto was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat.
It is bizarre because it did have some players correct, but it was like it was holding on to from the original input. We don't know why that would be. So we just wondered if he had some magic wisdom for us.
So Bobby, he should have magic wisdom for us.
Resto will watch one split the plate.
That was the first person to call was Bobby Lee.
That will draw the count even at 1-1 on the Bulldog catcher.
I know. I just thought maybe you've seen it before, so because this definitely is something I haven't seen before. Yeah, that's new to me. So.
An off-speed pitch stays outside. And Resto will pull ahead in the count, 2-1.
Good job by Garwood to get in front of that one.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Bobby. All right, bye. Yeah. He said, well, obviously it thinks that it's home. And I'm like, well, yeah, but we even
Puts a swing on it and send it straight up to the second baseman, or will make the play. Bulldogs get a man to second, but that's it. And they will hold their 2-0 lead going into this bottom of the fourth.
Jansen has done a very good job in both the third and the fourth inning so far. They went 3 up, 3 down in the third inning. They only allowed 4 batters up in the fourth. So now due up for the Hornets is going to be Van Covering, Grant, and Bonavere.
The Hornets shortstop will step in to take his swings in the bottom of the fourth inning. Ang will send one high. And Van Covering finds himself ahead 1-0.
Van Covering so far has had a single in this game. The big swing there.
Yeah, swing and a miss. He was swinging for the rooftops. You can see way out there. Just unable to connect on that Tommy Yang fastball. Off-speed pitch just a bit outside.
I already did an update on the Twitter and just said due to technical difficulties that's not working. We will update the score on the game periodically.
The fastball is over, but it's a called ball 3, and Van Covering is up 3-1 in the count. From the windup, Ang throws one over, and this ball will find its way
To the top of the pavilion over there.
It's a pretty long strike, too, but Ang will take it as he will fill the count at 3-2. Fastball hit between the third baseman, Andrus, and the shortstop, Doro. Doro able to get to it, but no throw to be made as that was hit right in between them. An excellently placed infield single there for the Hornets shortstop.
A great hustle there by Doro to get over there and control that ball so it didn't get past him and kept Van Covering at first.
With a runner on, Ang forced to pitch from the stretch. Doro and Killinger will play at double play depth as Andrus will creep in onto the green and a throw over to Parcher just to keep the runner honest over at first base. And a ball low as the Hornet first baseman Connor Grant looking to get something going here. They got the leadoff man on in the bottom of the fourth. Ang will send one up in on the hands of Grant, and he will fall behind the hitter 2-0.
That was definitely a bit inside there. Definitely not something you want to get hit by, the throw of Ang.
Parcher will hold the runner on first. Andrew still on the grass, looking for a bunt, and a beautiful block by Resto, keeping that in front of him. As Ang can't find the plate in the last three. This will be a no-strike 3-ball count.
That one definitely could have been a little bit tricky there for Resto, but he did a very good job, like you said, Ian, to control that one while making it look easy.
Keeps the bat glued to his shoulders. He will earn the 4-pitch walk. And with that, the Hornets have a couple men on with nobody out. And striding in, they have their designated hitter, the right-handed hitting Todd Bonavere.
Coach Rainey coming out to talk to Ang at the mound here.
They'll have a conversation with the infielders, see what they want to do, see where Ang is going to want to put that ball to get the kind of reaction they want out of the hitter. And depending on what position the ball goes to, they got to know what to look out for, what base they're trying to go to.
Yes, of course, the Bulldogs do have the 2-0 lead, but they currently, Hornets have 2 runners on and no one out here in the top of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, if you can, if you're a Bulldog infielder and get a ground ball and it's not right at you, definitely look for third base first and get that lead runner. We'll see what Ang can do here as the shadows of the stands start to creep over home plate. Bonavere looking to bunt. And time was called, so we'll redo that pitch.
Yeah, he should bunt pretty early there.
And that will draw the corners in from the Bulldogs. Doro will shadow the runner at second. Shows bunt early. First baseman all the way in on him. The throw back to first. That's a heads-up play by Resto, trying to get that base runner off balance. And that pitch was indeed over for a strike. So it's now 0-1 on the Hornets' designated hitter. Called on to bunt again. Parcher creeps in all the way to the plate. Resto will get to this first. Mask off, ball over to first. Excellent play. That'd be a 2-3 put out for the first out of this fourth inning. What a nice bunt, though, by their DH, Todd Bonavere. They will send the catcher, number 10, Brett Garwood, to the plate. We'll see if the Bulldogs elect to walk him or if they'll let Tommy Ang throw right at him.
And, of course, on that bunt from Bonavere, Van Covering and Grant. Van Covering advanced to third base, and Grant now sitting at second.
A sharply hit ball is short. They will tag the runner at third to get the out. Bulldogs get the out, but the run will score for the Hornets, and they cut the lead in half off a ground ball by their catcher, number 10, Brett Garwood.
For Kalamazoo, number 4, Ryan Orr.
The Hornets will send Ryan Orr, the second baseman, to the plate with 2 out and a runner on first. First pitch, a screamer inside. Almost took the stitching off his jersey there. Ang from the stretch. Right to Killinger, and he will tag the lead runner. And that's all the Hornets can do. They get the first 2 men on, get 1 run across, but Ang holds them to 1 run in the bottom of the 4th.
Yes, the Bulldogs doing a good job there to not let much harm happen in that inning, as for a while they had 2 on with no one out, but they were able to get out of that inning successfully with the Hornets only scoring 1 run.
Yeah, a couple smart plays, obviously by the catcher, Resto, on that bunt, just getting the sure out at first base. And then, I believe it was the second out, Doro throwing over to Andrus to tag the lead runner. Nice job by Killinger, tagging the runner for the 3rd out.
For the bottom of the 4th, the Kalamazoo Hornets record 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and none were left on base.
And it's going to be the left fielder, Gunnar Glodich, leading off for the Bulldogs here in the top of the 5th inning.
The lefty on lefty matchup. Jensen will get the first pitch in. Gunnar bunts, popped it up and foul, but no one able to get to it. It will fall harmlessly for strike 1.
Glodich has had 1 at-bat so far, and he was able to bring in Resto for his first RBI of the game.
Yeah, he's repping those nice little throwback-looking socks. When I played baseball for a few years, I always liked the short pant and the long sock.
Yes, I think style-wise, it's the best way to go in baseball.
Oh, for sure. You gotta look good. You're standing out there for about 3 hours playing a game.
Yeah, look
And this
good, feel
one's
good, play
ripped
good.
into the right field corner as Goodrich is on the run for second. Third base coach telling him to stay there as he's got the gears rolling for the Adrian College Bulldogs as he got a hold of that one, sent it down the right field line, and he will have a stand-up double to start the top of the 5th.
Yes, beautifully played, staying fair the whole time and just getting him to second base. Glodich did a good job of really rounding the first base and taking off for second.
The right fielder, Ian Mikowski, sends a bunt straight into the plate, and the spin brought it back to the backstop. And similar to Goodrich, we will have a 0-1 count off a foul ball bunt. Mikowski sends a bunt to first base. He'll be tagged out, but does his job, as Goldich will make his way to third with only 1 out.
Next up at bat for the Bulldogs, number 20, Ryan Killinger.
Killinger taps home plate, getting ready for the first pitch from Jansen. The look in, he will pitch from the stretch. An off-speed pitch will indeed get that outside corner. as yet again Jansen gets ahead of the Bulldog hitter with an 0-1 count.
I think that pitch from Jansen just stayed inside the strike zone there.
Hard, high fastball. Killinger will watch it zoom on by. He will even the count at 1-1. Another off-speed pitch and another strike for Jansen as he jumps ahead of Killinger. 1-2. Gets a hold of one in the right field. The catch is made. Tagging is Goodrich. And Goodrich will score.
Yeah,
Bulldogs.
Glodich doing a good job there. Was Glodich tagging up at third to run in to make it now 3-1.
Yeah, nicely done by Killinger. If you fall behind the count, you got to shorten your swing. Look to hit it the other way. If you're going to get an out, it's at least got to be productive. And what's more productive than an RBI?
Now it's shortstop Brian Doro up to bat here for the Bulldogs.
And the first pitch is high. Doro will get ahead in the count, 1-0. And another fastball, and this will also be high. Doro ahead, 2-0. From the windup, and Doro sends a skyer. Wiley under it, into the sun, will make the catch. Hornets limit the damage to 1 run. Thanks to the Brian Killinger fly out to right. The Bulldogs will get their 2-run lead back. And it's 3-1 as Kalamazoo will look to get a couple on the scoreboard in the bottom of the 5th.
Wiley, Kobernick, and Cracked all up here, due up for the Hornets in the bottom of the 5th.
The Kalamazoo Hornets, number 25, Jordan Wiley.
And if you're just tuning into this baseball game, you are watching ACTV. I'm Ellen Stanton alongside Ian Went for this first game between the Bulldogs and the Hornets. Make sure you like ACTV, Adrian College TV on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well.
We have an Instagram?
We do have
That's
an Instagram.
pretty amazing.
Isn't it?
I should, number 1, get an Instagram. Then number 2, only follow ACTV, because that's definitely the way to go.
That is a good idea.
Jordan Wiley awaiting the Ang pitch, and he will hit a bunt right to him. Tries to spin around, but tagged out for the first out of the home half of the 5th. We'll head back to the top of the Hornet lineup as the right-hitting center fielder Ian Kobernick will stand in.
Good hustle there by Ang on that one to get there in time to tag out Wiley.
The fastball will not get the outside edge. Ang falls behind 1-0. And another one outside, and this one low. Ang falls behind 2-0. And the third pitch to Kopernik is over for a strike. Cloud cover momentarily as Ang sends in strike 2 to even up the count at 2-2. Kopernik doesn't have to wait long as Ang is ready to go. The 2-2. Off speed. Nice looking pitch, but Kopernik able to stay disciplined and not take a wild swing at it. Now the full count offering is a fastball. I don't know if that was higher inside, one of the two. As Kopernik will take his base. That was a very nice at bat by the Hornet center fielder. Definitely earned that base on balls.
Yeah, like you were saying, that was a nice little battle there between Ang and Kopernik.
The Hornet left fielder looks at a ball low and he will jump ahead 1-0. This is the left-handed hitting but right-handed throwing David Krott. And this pitch will be hit. Oh, Killinger, a diving effort, just unable to get a solid play on it, but still kept the ball in front of him. And with one out, the Hornets have something cooking. They got runners on first and second. That would have been a tough play for just about any second baseman to make. Going to his left, having to slide and try to stop that ball and get a good enough throw.
Yeah, that was a great effort there by Killinger to get in front of that one to prevent it from going past him.
And he sends a fastball right to him. There's the easy, cheesy double play. There you go, Tommy Ang. Nice turn in two. From glove to hand to bat to glove, back to hand to the glove of the second baseman. What a crazy double play.
Yes, very good athleticism there by Ang. Definitely would be hard as a pitcher knowing that you could get hit in games like this, and having good reflexes there was Ang to make that catch and then throw it to second to make the double play happen.
Boy, I mean, you get taught when you're at a young age if you want to be a pitcher. Obviously, you know, like you said, that ball is flying off that bat sometimes faster than when you threw it. So you got to be ready to play defense the second you pitch it, because it takes just about a second for that ball to get to home plate and off the batter's bat. I don't think I would have made that play, to be quite honest. I'd still be laying down on the mound. Maybe crying, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to do that experiment. Call sports science. Hit Ian with a baseball. And Jansen will send the first pitch of the 6th inning outside for ball 1. And Jansen will even the count up at 1-1. Gertley will watch one bounce in front of home plate. And he will get a hitter's count now as it is 2-1. The 2-1 is sent in the air. This will stay in play as the left fielder calls off the infielders for the first out of the inning.
We'd like to apologize to the Ang family who is listening to this game right now for not pronouncing his name completely correct. Of course, it wasn't my fault because Tommy is my best friend.
Yeah, it's totally not Ellen's fault.
Being Tommy's best friend, I would know how to
can
pronounce
blame
his
that.
last name.
Yeah, you can blame that all on me. That's okay. I deeply apologize. It's not like I've said his name about 9,000 times.
We've had a lot to talk about with Tommy Yang, of course, as he has been doing a very good job today pitching in today's matchup.
Oh, this one's ripped, but right to the center fielder. He will make the running play as Kobernick will record the second out. After a rough couple innings, Jansen's really settled in, I'd say, on the mound for the Hornets.
He definitely has. He's really looking a lot more calm now and doing a good job of keeping his cool out there on the mound.
The first pitch is sent foul.
Hopefully it doesn't hit a car over there.
I parked very far away, so I should be safe.
Yes, me too. I'd rather walk a little bit than get my car broken.
An off-speed pitch is grounded to the third baseman, Clark. Over to Grant for the third out, and the Bulldogs go down 1-2-3. And the Hornets will go ahead and bat. Second to last chance. It's the bottom of the 6th here at Nicolay Field.
The second inning this game that the Bulldogs have gone 3 up, 3 down against this Kalamazoo team. Tommy Yang still on the mound for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for the Hornets is Van Covering, Grant, and Bonavere.
Leading off for the Hornets, number 2, Mitchell Van Covering.
The Hornets shortstop waits for the delivery. It's hit on a line right up the middle. A diving play by Doro. The throw over just not in time as he beats it, but half of that was a highlight reel right there for Mr. Doro at that shortstop position.
Tommy Yang really wanted to make that play there as he reached out his hand that was not wearing his glove.
Yeah, don't do that, Tommy. You need that hand. It's a very valuable hand.
But also a very good job there by Doro behind him to make that diving play and trying to get it over in time to Parcher.
I think that's one where you got to try to quickly take your hat off and just try to catch it with that. You know, reduce the risk of injury as a throw over.
Pretty sick if that happened.
That would have been pretty sick. I think
sent that
Tommy
into
can do it,
ESPN.
though. Yeah. First pitch hit up to the shortstop, Doro. He will make that play to get the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Kalamazoo playing host to the Bulldogs, even though we are playing at Nicolay Field.
Next up is number 27, Todd, going in the air.
First pitch is over for a strike on the Hornets' designated hitter. He will tap home plate. The sign from Resto up back up to the mound. And the throw over is called safe. A swing and a high fly ball. Doral drifting back will make the one-handed catch for the second out.
The second out for the Hornets and the second play that Doro's made to get the Hornets out in this inning.
Yeah, he's had a very active half inning.
Looking at the score sheet here, he's a very active defensive game so far.
Yeah, this is what you expect from top-tier MIAA teams, a very close, low-scoring defensive battle. Garwood watches one drift inside as the Hornet catcher goes up 1-0.
Garwood is currently 1 for 2 at bat. He had a single in the 4th inning.
Another throw over. Tag not in time as he'll slide back in safely. The fastball on this one is in there for a called strike. What a beautiful pitch. Right on the knees from number 11. The 1-1 sinks low.
That one just a bit low there on Garwood.
A hitter's count now. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Garwood is a 6-foot junior from Dexter, Michigan. Not really sure where that is in Michigan. Not really sure where anything is very much in Michigan, as I am from Pennsylvania.
And the 2-1 is just catches that high outside corner for a called strike 2.
Tommy Ng
Bulldogs.
catches himself back up in the count here.
Bulldogs 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. From the stretch, he will deliver, and it's a soft ground ball. Scoop and toss, and the Bulldogs make it through 6 innings.
And it looked like if Garwood would have gotten on base, we would have had a pinch hitter coming in, but of course that did not have to happen as Garwood was out at first. Bulldogs still above the Hornets, 3-1 right now.
The Hawks recorded no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man is left on base. off for the Bulldogs is number 5, Matt Andrus.
Andrus leading off here for the Bulldogs. He's currently 0 for 2 so far in the game.
Andrus playing a very solid defensive game over on that third base line. He will await the 0-1, and it's an off-speed pitch. Sent back into the netting behind home plate.
If this net wasn't there, I'd bring my catcher with me to
Yeah,
have some fun back here in
I'd
the
park
press
my
box.
car even farther away. I would have walked, honestly. I'm not a fan of walking. Neither are these pitchers so far. That's one thing that we haven't really touched on. I think there was only maybe 1 or 2 walks this entire matchup.
Yeah, so far, Jansen has walked, looks like 2 Bulldog. Oh, my.
That ball was literally 5 feet from our camera. Thank you, net. Ellen, get your glove out of your car. I must be pronouncing his name wrong. That's my only guess.
I was looking down at the score sheet and just saw that ball coming at me in the corner of my eye. That was terrifying.
Good thing we didn't switch seats before this. Andrus will wait on the 2-2. It's an off-speed pitch. Hits the plate and then off of Garwood's mask. Again, back to that netting.
Yeah, so far, Jensen has walked 2 Bulldog players, and Eng has walked 4 Hornets. But now we have the 3rd walk for Jansen.
Nice at bat by Andrus as he draws the walk. And that will bring Garwood out to the mound to talk to Jansen. The Hornets will bring Clark in onto the painted grass. As Resto looks to bunt. And a quick throw from Garwood back to Grant. But sliding in safely is Matt Andrus.
Resto's currently 1 for 2. He had a single in the top of the 2nd and also scored a run.
Again looking to bunt as he takes a ball high. Moving ahead now, 2-0. Andrus will draw a throw from Jansen. Resto looks down the third base line for the sign. Clark at third base, of course, expecting a bunt. So was Garwood. Resto gets one down. Jansen will scoop and toss over to first for the first Bulldog out here in the top of the 7th.
Glodich now up for the Bulldogs after Resto advanced Andrus to 2nd.
Next up for the Bulldogs, number 6, Gunnar Glodich.
Yeah, Glodich is seeing the ball very well this evening.
It's 2 for 2 so far.
Yeah, that last at bat, woo-wee, he got a hold of one. Sent
Very
it down.
good placement.
Oh, for sure.
And the
And we will
Hornets-
have a pitching change. Jansen will exit the ball game.
6.1 innings pitched today for Jansen. Did a very good job for the Hornets.
Excellent effort on the mound by Nick Janis. Definitely did what he could and more for their head coach, Mike Ott.
And now in for the Hornets is number 18, Joe I apologize if I pronounce his last name wrong, but it looks like it is Giacalone.
We'll go with that. I'm sure I'll say it 13 different ways by the time this game's over. Send in another lefty on the season. Joe has a 3.00 ERA. In 4 appearances, he's pitched 6 innings, giving up 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He's walked 3, but also struck out 5. Opponents are batting a measly 158 against him.
Very impressive. He also is a left-handed pitcher. We will also be bringing you all the second game action on ACTV as well. So make sure you stay tuned to that also. And if you hear us, pronounce any names wrong or just want to converse with us, feel free to tweet us at Adrian College TV.
The lefty will go from the stretch as Goodich steps in. Watches the first one over for a strike. High leg kick, and the second pitch is over for strike 2.
Very interesting windup for Giacalone.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. With the lefty-on-lefty matchup, it's very important to keep that ball hidden as long as you can so the hitter can't see it until the last second. Gunner puts a charge on it into second base, but will not beat the throw. Does his job, though, as he will get Andrus over to third. Bulldogs looking to pad their 2-run lead here. Their last chance at bat unless we end up going to extras.
And now Mikowski up to bat here, 1 for 3 so far. In the first, he got a single and also scored a run off the RBI from Doro.
The leg kick and delivery as Mikowski looks to bunt. He with 2 out, but he did not go around. The pitch is called a ball.
I really like the leg kick.
Oh, yeah, it's nice.
It's an extra style.
Yeah. Not as cool as wearing those high socks, though.
It's a good
I
point,
mean,
Ian.
yeah, that's
Very good
1-2
point.
right there. The high socks and then that leg kick.
Yes. Look good, feel good, play good.
Mikowski will wait the 2-0. Looking to bunt again. This is a called strike. Still ahead, though. It's 2-1.
Mikowski's definitely one of the players for the Bulldogs who is fast enough to get to first off his bunt.
Mikowski pulls the bat back, and you will watch it sail over the outside edge. Pulls the count even at 2. We got 2s across the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. The Bulldog right fielder awaits the 2-2. Leg kick delivery and a swing and a ground ball right to the shortstop. Gets the out. And that's all she wrote for Adrian College in the top of the 7th. Still with their 3-1 lead. Kalamazoo with their last chance coming up in just a moment.
In the top of the seventh, the Bulldogs have no runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base.
Due up for the Hornets. Coming in for Orr is number 5, another second baseman, Josh Reuter. Also due up is Wiley and Kobernick.
The first pitch is just a bit high, as the pinch hitter will get ahead here. 1-0. Mound in the sun, home plate in the shade. The second pitch is over for a called strike one. No really defensive changes in terms of positioning for Adrian College. Andrus just a little bit ahead of the bag on third base. The 2-1 is a ground ball. Killinger territory. He will fire over to Parcher for the first out here in the 7th inning.
Wiley up to bat now for the Hornets. He is 0 for 2 so far.
In the 7-inning game, Bulldogs needing 2 more outs to get the victory. The fastball over for a strike as he jumps ahead of him 0-1. Wiley takes a big rip.
Swinging for the fences there.
Oh, yeah. Just unable to connect on that heater. From the windup now. Fastball just outside. That was borderline. You got to have good eyes to see that missing. Wiley will now await the 1-2. A fastball hit up and out of play.
And there goes another windshield.
Yeah, I don't hear any cars. I think I heard asphalt. We should be good. Wiley looking to straighten that out. An off-speed pitch sent to Doro. He will cut off the third baseman. Over to Parcher for the second out. The Hornets down to their last breath as they look to their center fielder, Ian Kobernick, to get something going.
Bulldogs defense looking very good. Matt Andrus doing a good job of covering behind Doro just in case Doro was unable to get there. 2 outs now with Kobernick up to bat, who is 2 for 3 so far. 2 singles so far on the evening.
And a fastball in a line. This will find its way into center field. Gertley will scoop up the grounder as the Hornets have life at the bottom of the 7th.
Next up for Kalamazoo, number 16, David Crott.
Now it's Crockett, who is 1 for 3 with 1 single so far here.
Resto relays the signs. The first pitch is outside, but a quick throw. Almost got him leaning. The umpire said he's safe. That's a heads-up play by Resto behind the plate.
Yes, great awareness there by Resto to see him still leading far there. I think he even caught Parcher off guard there.
And the 1-0 is high and away.
Rainey coming out here to talk to Eng, as there is 2 outs, but the count 2-0 so far here to Crockett.
David Crott standing in. Will watch his third pitch hit that outside edge. And Ang will pull ahead into a hitter's count. Still 2-1. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. From the stretch, looks for the sign. Sends an off-speed pitch just a bit outside. As it is 3-1. Lefty stands in, waiting the 3-1. It's a fastball outside. Ooh, the runner's up 1. Kobernick will move to second base, and Crott will take his spot at first.
And we have a pinch runner here for the Hornets. It's number 6, Connor Young. Connor Young plays outfield and also is a left-handed pitcher. He's 1-0 on the season, 13 innings pitched. He has the MIAA's lowest earned run average at .69.
And Jack Clark will watch the first pitch hit the strike zone from Tommy, and it's 0-1. And a throw, and just in time
So close
was
there.
Kobernick. Boy,
Another-
Resto wants to end this game, doesn't he?
Yes, another great awareness play there by Resto. A beautiful throw.
Absolutely placed perfectly. Kobernick just got his head up in time to get back to second. Resto now giving the sign for the 1-1. A fastball just outside. Tried to frame it there, but did not get the call. And again, Kalamazoo with the hitter's count. From the stretch. Low leg kick. It's a fastball inside. And another 3-1 count. Bulldogs have a lefty warming up down in their bullpen just in case. And 3-1 on its way. It's a called strike as he splits the plate at the knees. Kalamazoo now down to their last strike. Ang looking to finish what he started here this afternoon. Looks in. Leg kick in the pitch. It's a sharply hit ground ball into left field. Mikowski sends it in, but a run will score for the Hornets as they pull within one. It's 3-2 Bulldogs. Kazoo's sixth hit will drive in their second run, and now they have runners on the corners with 2 out.
Van Covering is 3 for 3 on the night so far with 3 singles.
Yeah, if Coach Ott could pick a player this afternoon to put in this spot right now in his lineup, it would definitely be his shortstop. First pitch is hit up in the air and out of play. Looking for the signs from his third base coach. Parcher holding on to the runner at first. And the 0-1. An off-speed pitch. Hit to the center fielder. And that's going to drop, and this game is tied. That ball just floated up there and just dropped right in front of Gertley. Big hit by Van Covering, just like that. Hornets have tied it, and their winning run is now standing on second base. And now standing in, the Hornets' first baseman, the right-hitting Connor Grant.
Grant is 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
Awaiting the first pitch. From the stretch, a fastball. Just got under it as this one will head out of play.
Bulldogs still just need the one more out here.
And Grant watches this one miss outside. It's 1-1. Grant looking to be the hero for the Hornets. Awaits the 1-1. It's hit sharply to second base. Killinger will throw over to Parcher. Bulldogs give up their 2-run lead as it's tied at 3, and we get some bonus baseball.
Yes, we'll get to see some extra innings here. Due up for the Bulldogs is Brian Killinger, Ryan Doro, and Jeff Gertley.
In the bottom of the seventh, the Hornets recorded 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and left 2 men on base. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now be headed to extra innings. your attention, please. Now pitching for the Kalamazoo Hornets, number 28, Steve Simmons.
Bulldogs will now take their cuts in the top of the 8th inning.
Leading off the back row, Adrian College Bulldogs, number 20, Brian Killinger.
Killinger, who recorded the last putout at the bottom of the 7th, will get his chance. First pitch from the new pitcher, number 28, Steve Simmons, is in there for strike one. The righty sends in a sweeping curveball, but that'll stay low. Evens the count at 1. From the stretch, the 1-1 is outside, and Killinger pulls ahead 2-1.
Good eye there by Killinger to not bite at that one.
Watches ball 3 sail way outside. Bulldogs 1 pitch away from getting that lead runner on. The 3-1 misses the outside corner. Killinger will take his base, and just like that, Bulldogs have a man on.
Now up is Ryan Doro, who is 1 for 3 so far and has an RBI on the night.
Garwood wants to talk about it, as Doro definitely a power threat for this Bulldog team.
Yes, as a junior, he's already received many awards throughout the MIAA and NCAA Division III baseball as well.
Coming into the game, according to my stats, Doro leads the team in hits with 22 and is second on the team in home runs with 3. And he leads the team in RBIs with 25. After the discussion on the mound, Simmons ready to go. First pitch to Doro is outside for a ball. Grant at first base, holding on to the runner. Doro with a swing and a miss on a pitch low and outside. Looking to drive that thing the opposite way. Garwood looking for the sign from the dugout. Relays it to Simmons, and he's ready to go. Killinger takes off, and there will be no throw as the pitch was in the dirt. Garwood did all he could to keep it in front of him, but unable to get Killinger at second base.
Yeah, he did do a very good job with that, but unfortunately was unable to get the throw off to second.
Killinger with a good lead, able to steal bases a little bit easier against these right-handed pitchers than the lefties we've seen so far. Doro awaits the 2-1. Nice pitch on the inside corner from Simmons, and he draws it even at 2s. Shadows now over Nicolay Field. Game 1 of a doubleheader. And Simmons misses outside, and it's a full count on Ryan Doro.
And like we said earlier, ACTV will also have the second game of today's action here on ACTV.
Simmons and Doro in a battle. The full count pitch is on its way. Doro just gets a piece of it and sends it to the backstop.
Yes, it went straight off back from his bat. Full count now to Doro.
With no out, Killinger stands on second base. Doro looking to drive him in. We'll see the 3-2 yet again, and Simmons misses outside. Killinger will take third base on that pass ball. So Bulldogs will have runners at the corners. No one out, top of the 8th.
And that one just got away from Garwood there. It worked out well for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and with Gertley up to bat, the lefty, Coach Odd is going to go to his pen again as Simmons is done for the afternoon.
Looks like it's going to be number 22 for the Hornets, Scott Zykowski.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, now pitching for the Kalamazoo Hornets, number 22, Scott Zykowski.
As mentioned earlier, Mike Ott calling on his bullpen. Now we have number 22, Scott Zykowski, into the game. He has a 2.16 ERA on the season in 6 appearances. In those appearances, he's at 8 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 of those earned, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts. And the righty will now be matched up against the left-handed center fielder for the Bulldogs, Jeff Gertley. Killinger and Doro on the corners for Adrian as they got their lead runners on. First pitch is hit right on the line to second, and it's dropped. The Hornets will indeed turn 2, but Killinger will score on the play. The Bulldogs in extra innings are now up 4-3 on an interesting play. However way you put it, that's going to be a 4-6-3 double play for the Hornets.
Yeah, the Hornets did a good job defensively there to turn that double play.
Parcher stands in, looks at strike one.
I know. We shut them down. So for whatever reason, I don't know what was doing it. Something on Pressel's end. I don't know if it's because we originally had this as an
The 0-1 is over for the second strike.
It was saying that all the Kalamazoo guys were
With 2 outs,
we couldn't get it fixed.
Kalamazoo looking to get out of this inning, only down 1. Zykowski with the pitch. 0-2 will now be 1-2.
Our live stream's up and running. I guess the next one. Oh, this is the pizza guy.
A swing and a miss. And Zykowski will retire Parcher. Hornets again go to bat in the bottom of the 8th, but this time they will be down 1 instead of 2, as was the case in the 7th.
Barring any changes here for the Hornets, they will have up Bonavier, Garwood, and Reuter to start off the bottom of the 8th for them on the offense.
In the top of the 8th, the Bulldogs record 1 run, no hits, no errors, and no men are left on base. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Adrian College Bulldogs, number 3, Shane Healy.
Shane Healy now on the mound for the Bulldogs. He has a 4.5 ERA in 8 innings pitched so far.
The lefty will get his first pitch over for a strike.
Leading off at bat for Kalamazoo, number 27, Todd Bonavier.
Kalamazoo designated hitter digs in. Awaits the 0-1. Lefty delivers, and that's a line shot into center field. Gertley circles around and will toss it back in the infield.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, number 10, Brett Garwood.
The catcher Garwood now comes up to bat. He's currently 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
Nate Donovan will do the honor pinch running. He'll be pinch running for Bonavier. Garwood, the lefty, stands in.
Who's at first? The runner? 15, 1-5. Thank you. Sorry.
with an open stance. Garwood will now show bunt. Pitches in the dirt. Again, excellent stop by Resto.
Yeah, that wild pitch. Resto was able to easily control that. Maybe not easily, but he did it very well.
Oh, for sure. He makes everything look easy. Leaning in, gets the sign. Healy will give him a bunt right to third. They look to get the lead runner at second, and they do. What a heads-up play by Andrus, getting that over. That bunt a little too far out. They get the pinch runner out of the game just as soon as he came in.
Reuter's up to bat now. He's 0 for 1 so far. After coming in for number 4, Ryan Orr. We have another pinch runner here. It will be number 3, Drew Novetsky, coming in to run for Garwood.
Healy leans in. And will throw back over to first.
This is the new one. He just came in. The last one was too late. Yeah. No, I'd wait.
That went a little bit inside there from the throw from Healy.
Healy will look in for the sign. Checks the runner at first. Light kick and delivers, and it's a high fly ball. But easily over there is Gertley to record the second out. What great ground coverage by Gertley there. He got over there in a flash.
Next up at bat for the Hornets, number 25, Jordan Wiley.
And now the right fielder, Wiley, will stand as the Hornets' last hope here at the bottom of the 8th. Healy's first pitch is over for a strike. Healy a couple strikes away from the save. Second pitch just a bit outside.
Just a bit, Ian.
Just a bit. The 1-1 is foul tipped. Bulldogs 1 strike away. Looking for a big MIAA win over conference foe Kalamazoo.
Healy keeping his eye on the pinch runner, Novetsky, who is on first right now.
The call from Resto. This ball is hit up in the air. Looks to make a play. And that ball again out of play. On top of the grandstands. So the count will hold steady at 1-2. 2 gone, bottom of the 8th. Hornets out hitting the Bulldogs 9-5, but trail 4-3. Oh, baby, that was close.
One.
Woo! I jumped in my chair a little bit. That thing was right there.
I'm sure Wiley's heart is racing down there. That was
Yeah.
a little too close for comfort.
Healy looking to paint the corners. A swing, and they say a foul ball. Wiley just getting a piece of it.
Count 2-2 here to Wiley.
The count will stay 2-2. Haley will deliver. It's a ground ball. The door on this should do it. He'll tag the bag himself. Bulldogs win. This is 4-3, your final from Nicolay Field. That will indeed do it for Game 1. The visiting Adrian College Bulldogs take down the Kalamazoo Hornets by a count of 4-3 in extra innings. Ellen, what did you think about this one?
It's a very interesting game, of course, as after the bottom of the seventh, the Hornets tied it up 3-3 after trailing 3-1, and we had to see extra innings here today to get a victory for the Bulldogs, of course. And it's a good day for baseball teams that are wearing black and gold, as the Pirates in the first game of opening day beat the Cardinals also 4-1.
Thanks for that little MLB insight
You're welcome.
from the east side of the country. But right here in Adrian, Michigan, your Bulldogs victorious in Game 1. They will match up again against these Hornets later on today. Ellen will be on the call for that.
Yes, I will be on the mic here for that game with our expert analysis, Lauren Hughes, as well. We'll see what she knows about baseball coming up shortly here. I know she doesn't know much about hockey, so we'll see how baseball goes.
Wow, a little slam there. But regardless, the weather might not be the best, but this game was certainly all it shaped up to be. For ACTV and Ellen Stanton, I'm Ian Wendt. We'll see you next time.